So at this point, if you've been watching the videos in any sort of sequential order as they're arranged, you should feel pretty comfortable with navigation to different items. So I'm not going to worry too much about the navigation of how to get here as much as I am going to just talk about this specific form. In this case, we're going to be taking on the Schedule C. So I'm just going to go ahead and click into the Schedule C. As you know, the Schedule C is a two-page form. It's broken up into some component parts. We've obviously got the heading information, like the business name, and we're just going to call this Landscape Co. And he doesn't have an EIN. Let's put the address at 255 Easy Street, where 33016, doing some Florida. Now, business type. We are attempting to push in a business code like a keyword search here to where it will pick up the business code really easy. That's not in there just yet. So if you don't have the time or you don't know the business code for landscaping, you can just type in the description of the business, and that will be acceptable by the IRS. If you do prefer to put in the business codes, what you're going to do, come in here. I like to use a search function. Just click Control F and start typing in keywords. And that's, again, a Windows search function. Control F, click Landscaping Services, and there you go. Click Continue. And I apparently typed 33 in there. Oops. Moving on. I actually didn't mess up there. That was just me showing you that when you do mess up, the program's going to let you know, and that's how. So now we're into the return. If you needed to change the questions about the operation of the business, what's their accounting method and so forth, are they a clergy or a minister? That treats things a little bit differently. That's going to be in this section. 99% of the time, we're not going in there at all. Where we would go is our income, obviously, and right up top is our gross receipts or sales. This does include income from the 1099K. Now, the 1099K is one of those things every year people keep calling us or will call in and say, hey, where do I put this? The answer is the gross receipts and sales from the Schedule C. There was a period of time where the IRS was going to treat this differently with credit card receipts and some proof of something, and I couldn't even tell you. It's been so long since they proposed it that it hasn't gone anywhere. It just gets lumped into gross receipts or sales. Okay. And if you're doing cost of goods sold, you're going to go in there doing some sort of manufacturing or whatnot. If you have business expenses, which you should, you're going to go ahead and enter those there. So we'll say we have $250 for advertising. We had, I don't know, renter's insurance, let's just say. We had some interest, and we'll move that to office expenses. And some utilities. Click Continue, and there we are. So it's recalculating that right as we go, and there we are. So if there's something that does not fit within the classification of the general expenses, you can come down to other expenses and type in. So if you're a landscaper, it would be, I don't know, let's just say clothing for that specific job, and click Continue. And if you need to add something else, go ahead and continue on there. Now, for depreciation, I'm going to save that, and we're going to do that as its own module, a depreciation recording, just because that's a pretty dynamic item, pretty complex. People seem to be really concerned about how to fill that out, so we're going to do that as a separate item. But car and truck expenses, very common. We're going to come in, and our vehicle is an F-150 Ford. I'm a Chevy guy, but we'll go with a Ford. 99 of 2016, doesn't really matter, and we have 1,500 miles, or 15,000, that's great, 1,000 commuting, and check if you have sure, why not, of course. So obviously if you're checking those boxes, make sure that they're true and accurate. Click Continue. If you have another vehicle, go ahead and click Add the other vehicle. There you can see it automatically updates our refund in there. Now, one of the other things that's kind of cool about the system is if you put in a 1099 miscellaneous, I'm just going to go ahead and do it and show you how this works. So if you have a 1099 misc and you have income, and I use the same EIN for everybody, why not? And we have income in box 7, non-employee comp. It's going to ask us, do we want to attach this? So you can see how it says Landscape Coast Schedule C. It's going to attach that to that pretty much automatically. So unless you go ahead and apply it. So you can see now that that 1099 miscellaneous has been applied to the only business activity that was present within that within this return. Okay, if you had 2 of them, you would then need to tell it where it needs to go. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. You can also do it the other way, to where you can add the 1099 miscellaneous first and then create the Schedule C after the fact. So hopefully that was clear as mud. I kind of bounced around there a little. I apologize. We're going to hit depreciation next, and that should be pretty easy. Thank you very much. Hopefully this was helpful, and let's have a good season. Thank you.